I've got another one also. Kelly, senior producer at Sucker Punch, amateur cosplay armor, D&D enjoyer, source of core.
No shot. Remember what I said about Ghost of Yotoi being a little woke looking to me? Sucker Punch Studio made Ghost of Yotoi, or Yote, or whatever that's called. That's what that is. Sucker Punch is Ghost of Tsushima. At least it was.
Picks they and she. Okay, so we have also, and you're going to see this word, this term, sucker punch, a number of times. We're not talking about the action, but we are talking about the company. This is the company that makes the game, or that is making the game, Ghosts of Yotai. Ghosts of Yotai, and this is also important to keep in mind, is that the voice actress for the game, for the character itself, has gone multiple times on record making the most deranged, stupid comments like defunding the police. She's just your typical, like, libtard, insaniac, moron.
Okay. I want to make this official. We will not be playing Ghost of Yotoi on this channel. You will not be finding me I will not buy this game. I can deal with greed from Borderlands. I will not deal with this. I won't stand for it. I will not stand for this advocation. Absolutely not. Nope. I said this game looked woke, and it is. This community is dying slowly, metaphorically, and it is trying to light up like a match head, but it lit up like a match head whenever it did this to Kirk. It's gonna die. It's gonna crash and burn quick. I can already see it.
On retard, right? It's not really that complicated, but what it really indicates is that
you are a game developer. You're a game developer. Talk about gaming. Stay out of the political space. You don't belong. You're not a movie company. You're not a production company. You make games. Know your place. Shut up and put the fries in the bag, bitch. You don't belong in this space.
Culture in this company, and there's a culture in this environment where this type of radical, violent behavior and language is normalized. You have multiple people at the company that are all saying these things, and we're going to get to the other ones too. This is another person here also that works at the company, and so you can see right here. Obviously,
we won't be playing this game. Absolutely not. I don't care who was killed on the stage. Could have been anybody. Could have been Bernie. Could have been Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, Trump. The minute you start advocating for death on either side, you've lost me.
Is them retweeting or posting something that they did with the game, and then right after that, I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. And I've been noticed that Twitter has noticed me from the. I've been told that
what
Twitter,
a bunch of sick, disgusting human beings.
Noticed me from across the room. Well, we certainly have. We absolutely have. And I think that these kinds of comments are absolutely disgusting. This is a person that works at a massive game company, and they're openly advocating.
How is Bungie allowing these people to get on social media and do this? How are they not monitoring this?
For on public platforms and promoting and celebrating the murder of a random person.
It even says Nazis till I die. Are you crazy? What did I say about anarchists? Look at this. This is an anarchist through and through.
This is disgusting. It's really disgusting. And in my opinion,
oh, it says I didn't read the whole damn thing. It says Drew punching Nazis till I die.
I don't think that it should be tolerated, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. I think that everybody should try to.
I love how the sign says friendship defeats fascism, and yet they're over here advocating for death.
message. Anybody that works at this company, anybody who, like any sort of PR, any management, anything like that, let them know that you don't want to support a company that employs people that celebrate the murder of innocent people just for exchanging ideas.
Oh, they're cooked.
This is
2 million people saw this.
Disgusting thing to do. And you can see also, and I think this is a systemic problem at the company itself. Whenever you have 3 people, the voice actress and then these 2 other people.
I don't think the game was going to be very good anyway. If I'm being quite frank, I don't think Ghost of Yotoi was going to be very good because it's wokeified, man. You have to realize that Ghost of Tsushima came out before Biden took office, and then when Biden took office, this game had started development. There's no way this game is going to be very good.
That are also doing this.
I'm sorry.
I think that it's very obvious that this company has been infected with the same kind of moral rot that many other video game companies have unfortunately been affected by. And so you have also Zibs, they, them, always a very good indicator of mental awareness and normality. A producer at Magic the Gathering. So this person works at, I'm assuming, Wizards of the Coast.
That really sucks.
And
yo, Magic the Gathering as well is infested with these freaks. This really sucks, man.
They're working at Magic the Gathering Arena. Previously also at, wow.
Big surprise.
What are the Wow, what are the odds of that? What a coincidence. And so what you've got here, this is again another person who is celebrating this type of violent behavior.
It really sucks because Infamous used to be the best game. It really was. It was such a good game. Ghost of Tsushima is a really good game too.
And I think that, again, people need to make their voices known and make them heard that this is just simply not acceptable.
It's not.
This is not normal.
This is not acceptable in a modern age. Advocating for death is not okay.
This is not what average people want. We don't want to
just because your political figure didn't win because the solid majority of people don't see your ideals as reasonable because you advocate for death of political figures doesn't make it okay to go out and advocate for the death of political figures.
Of people that are openly making statements and calls to violence like this, or celebrating calls to violence or actual violence like this, making our products. It's disgusting. And I know that some people would maybe consider and say, well, this is something that could be a little bit like cancel culture. And I want to say that it absolutely is. 100% is. The fact is that these are the...
I guarantee you what has happened here is that the people that were trying to cancel culture other people, they were starting to get ignored. So now instead of trying to get them canceled, they're going to try and get them killed. That's what this is about.
The same types of people who would lie about best interest either. It operates in the best interest of the company. And when you have people that are making public statements and calls to violence and celebrating violence like that, they're creating a hostile and an unsafe work environment. And anybody who works in HR or anybody who works inside of any sort of corporate environment will tell you that that's something that just can't exist in a corporate environment. There's a reason why we have levels of decorum, and there are some levels of HR that make sense. And so if you work at one of these companies and you have a person like this doing it, make sure to talk to HR and let them know how uncomfortable you feel that there's a person who's working at your company who might want to advocate to have you killed because you disagree with them. Tell them.
Yeah, that's the big thing there, is that's exactly what's happening too. It's now that they're being ignored because they're weirdos and freaks, they're going to start advocating for the death of human beings.
That it makes you afraid to come into work, tell them that, you don't know, maybe you're going to file a lawsuit, you feel unsafe at your workplace. And honestly, here's the important thing. You should feel unsafe.
Yes.
Because these people...
You absolutely should. You know why? Because this is leading to American deaths now. You can't say it isn't. And you can't say that it's staying online. It clearly isn't.
Justify violence against anybody who disagrees with them.
That's right.
And just because you think you know them doesn't mean they wouldn't do the exact same thing to you.
Exactly.
And this is them. This is the game that they're making right here. And you can see that they've made no statement about this. Now, let me ask you a very simple question. If these people made a degrading comment towards the trans community, for example, or towards the black community, for example, do you think Sucker Punch would have immediately fired them and made a statement? I think so, absolutely. Absolutely. But for some reason, these people are protected. And the reason why they're protected is because there's a lot of other ones at the company that feel the exact same way that they do. That's the only logical reason that I have. And I think that at a certain point,
That's crazy
Sony
looking.
or somebody needs to step in. Whoever owns this company needs to step in and root out this disease before it kills the entire company. Because I do think that it will have a tremendously negative effect on the game. And you can see this right here.
The thing is that this is absolutely going to be the death of Sucker Punch. This is going to be like Ubisoft all over again.
This is a post that Sony made. I guess it was a couple of days ago about Ghosts of Yotai, and you can see 1,000 comments on this.
Cool.
Your senior dev at Sucker Punch is a violent leftist, etc. And these are more comments here. Never let up the pressure. Never, ever, ever do that. Keep this pressure up until these people...
It doesn't matter what you think and feel about a topic. You can never advocate for death. That sets you back so much. When you advocate or you think that killing somebody or having somebody get killed is funny, it's not. That person had a life. That person had a family. Like, it doesn't matter. You're never going to reason with people that want this because they don't want to be reasoned with. They just want what they think is right.
People lose their
and they're
jobs.
Wrong.
And then after they lose their jobs, then take a break, relax, pat yourself on the back, wait for them to get another one, and then do it again.
Yep.
And that's the only way that you should treat these animals.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they are. You shouldn't view them as people. You shouldn't view them as a person with a political disagreement from you. These are violent animals that are trying to destroy the last good thing that we have, which is the open ideas of political discourse.
Yep.
And they're celebrating murdering people for doing it. And as soon as that starts happening, I don't want to know what's next. And the worst thing is that I already do, and I think you do too. And so when
we're at the brink of a civil war. Like, there's no doubt about it in my mind.
Anyway, we've got more of these. Here's Resignation is not enough for me. I hope he tanks the studio. And Carrots keep...
I agree. I look forward to watching Ghosts of Yotai just fail.
The studio deserves to go under.
It does.
I understand why a lot of people at these companies don't speak up, which is why
they're scared. They're scared of losing their jobs. And now they should be scared that if they get this person fired, that it's possible that they're going to lose their life.
Suggest that if you work at one of these companies, please, people like this like to play, which is they try to use your own language and use your own morality against you.
Yeah.
These people don't care about freedom of speech. They don't care about censorship. They don't care about any of that. They're simply trying to weaponize your values and use them against you in order for them to fulfill their own goals.
Yep.
And so every time that they try to make an appeal to your own values, you should ask yourself, do they hold these values? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't take it seriously.
Yep.
Because this person is simply trying to use your values to subvert you and take advantage of you and to push their own agenda and to hurt you. And so never...
That's usually why whenever I comment to somebody, especially a lot of people have commented on this Charlie Kirk, when I pinned one in one of the shorts where this guy was really adamant that he seemed to know what the amendment was. So what I did was he asked me, well, what's the amendment? You know, like in a snubby way. And I actually copy and pasted the amendment underneath his comment, and I removed his comment. And then he made another comment, and I just removed that one. And I responded to it. My comment's still up there, but I removed his comment. You have to take their ground because their argument is, it's nonsensical. It's gibberish. Some people don't deserve to have a ground to stand on, especially whenever you're advocating for death. Like, your morals are already jacked up. You're not going to see reason. That's all there is to it.
Listen to this, never play into this game.
Exactly.
Never even acknowledge...
Never play a game that's built for you to lose in.
That that there's any validity to it at all. These people don't care about freedom of speech.
They don't.
The only time they bring it up is whenever they're trying to co-opt the person who does care about freedom of speech and make that person act against their own best interest. But anyway, we've got also, this is me, as well as put out the call for finding game devs mocking, and there's another one here. This is the voice actor for Diluc and Genshin Impact. I hope they receive the same care that the average American citizen would get in the same situation. Really? So they're just going to fall down and die. Somebody gets shot in the neck like that with their blood like spurting out. There's no health care. You're not coming back from that. At least not anytime soon with the medical care that we have now. And so anyway, at least he came out. At least he goes out doing what he loved, being a bigot. Yeah, of course you have more comments like this, more people.
I saw a lot of people saying that too, of like, well, that's what happens when you go into the lion's den. Bro, that's not how America works. Just because you want to get up on stage and say a joke doesn't mean you get shot. Like whenever, for example, when Will Smith walked up and slapped the comedian, that's not how America works. That's why he's banned from the awards for like 20 years or something crazy. You can't just go up and do stuff like that. It's a joke. You take the person behind scenes and you be like, yo, man, don't make no more jokes like that. That hurt my feelings. Or better yet, suck it the fuck up. Suck it up. Stop letting your go get some medicine. Go do something. Jesus, man. Pull yourself up by your goddamn bootstraps. Something. I don't know what parents you had that ever allowed you to sit here and say this kind of stuff. Nah, bro. You can't sit here and say this kind of stuff. You can't advocate for death. Because when it happens, it's a fucking surprise Pikachu face. Oh, he's dead? Or you get some idiots like this that are talking like, oh, well, you walk into the lion's den and that's what you get. What do you think this is? You think this is Iraq? You think this is the Soviet Union? Like, bro, this is America. Freedom of speech is protected. Period. It doesn't matter. It's not there to protect the shooter. It's there to protect the person being shot, you idiot. It's there to protect people who are speaking their mind logically or even ridiculously. It keeps them out of jail and away from, craziness like this.
Like this. And if true police go after it's permanent, every post you make goes out to the public firehouse, captured by someone somewhere. The delete button doesn't do what you think it does. And so anyway, we have a lot of people, obviously, that are starting to say stuff, live by something. So she's obviously trying to make a statement of live by the sword, die by the sword. This is what, and I think that this is a very revealing statement, and I think this is going to be the last comment that I'm going to look at here, is that this statement's actually extremely revealing, because what it's saying is that from her perspective, living by the sword is the same as being killed. Speaking out and being able to, what do you idiots think is going to happen now that you are starting to advocate for this political violence? What do you think is going to happen if Kamala becomes president? Or a Republican that sits your ideals becomes president? Do you think for 1 second, like, MAGA stormed the Capitol whenever they found out that Trump wasn't going to become president? But you know what they did? They sat in jail for 4 years. Some of them should still be in jail, no doubt, but they redesigned their thoughts and what they wanted for the presidency. And you know what? It worked. Solid majority. And it doesn't help. It helped that the Democrats completely screwed over so many Americans with the policies they put in place, like the woke stipends that you get for hiring, the DEI policies they put in place that completely like decimated a white male's ability to get a job in a workplace because of the amount of just straight up blatant sexism and racism that those policies pushed. Because like a company would get money from the government if they hired
based on race and like sex, and that's just disgusting. And you want to sit here and talk about oppression? You don't even know what the definition of oppression is if you think that's okay.
Express your opinion on certain things should be met with the equivalence of deadly force. And that's really what these people want. They want to bully, push, fight, and if it comes down to it, kill you if you disagree with them.
Exactly.
And that's why whenever somebody does do something insane like this,
that's the reason why so many people voted for Trump. Because these people are psychopaths. They're crazy. They're insane. I wouldn't want to vote for like a group of people that's going to do this. Hell no.
All of these people tried to do mental gymnastics about why it was somehow justified, normalized, okay, acceptable, or something one way or another. The fact is that, no, live by the debate, die by a gunshot wound in the throat. No, I don't really think that makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
What if Kamala Harris or like, hell, any other political figure was up there debating with Trump and they get shot in the neck and die? You'd be hearing the same people. And you know what's crazy is you'd probably be hearing a lot more people on the other side of that saying, well, that's jacked up, bro. It's insane.
As good as these, vapid, like Yas Queen comments that people like her make on Blue Sky that have absolutely no pushback.
It's this echo chamber. All of this boils down to these people being able to get together and organize and have these echo chambers of death and violence on these social media platforms. Trump needs to pass executive orders that crack down on this immediately. Instantaneously, they need to crack down on this. The fact that he hasn't yet is kind of shocking to me.
Own protected reservation away from anybody whose opinions could be different than their own. And that's the reason, and also those are the only people that are still left on the platform.
You could have freedom of speech all day long. This is not freedom of speech. Death and advocacy for death, I've said this so many times, is not freedom of speech.
And
it never will be.
If with enough...
Read the Constitution. Actually go Google it. Google what the First Amendment is. And if you, for whatever reason, seem to pull that in your little tiny noodle and say, oh, well, what do you think it means? I don't care what I think it means. It states what it means. And I'm not going to sit here and have an argument with you in my comments. You're an idiot. I'm just going to remove whatever you keep saying, and I'm going to leave the comment that proves you fucking wrong, because you're wrong. I'm not going to sit here and play mental gymnastics with you. I'm just going to prove that you're wrong and then move on. I've got a lot of other people that I would like to chit-chat with that are in the comments, and you ain't one of them. You're just an idiot.
Enough effort and enough work, we can have enough of these people removed from our media.
I agree.
And removed from our public discourse, and removed from any sort of positions of power where they can exercise their completely maladjusted, totally deranged viewpoints and worldview. And
I think that that's a good start, but that's a band-aid on an overarching problem. I feel like to really fix this, we need policies and laws in place that crack down on these social media sites. That's how you're going to solve this for good. People should not be able to advocate and make comments on videos and not face the full repercussions of the United States government, especially whenever you advocate for the death of a political figure, or for that matter, somebody who's famous in general. Like if you're sitting there trying to talk about like Kevin Spacey, even though he's dead, Kevin Spacey, any amount of advocation of death on a social media platform should be immediately bannable. Private or public, doesn't matter. If you get into somewhere and you start advocating for death, your ass needs to be investigated by the FBI, period. Immediately. Prompt.
So anyway, I want to let you know that this is definitely not the only amount of them that there are. I'm sure there's
There's
20
so
more.
many.
And so if you want to express and show any of these other people, and you want to post one of their comments or anything like that, I would recommend anybody to go on over to Roach Ranch. This is a comment right here.
It's his Twitter. Check out Roach Ranch. React when a person dies. You can. Did he actually say that? Because that's crazy if it's true. Insane. Oh, look, he's been removing, it looks like he's been removing comments as well. Yeah, no, like, whenever I see people advocating for any kind of weird stuff in my comments too, like, you can go wherever else you want, but you go down to my comments and you advocate for the death of somebody, bro, you getting removed. You getting reported, to be quite frank. I don't care who it is, you can't do that. I have agreed with the comment and still had to report them because I don't want to advocate for that. I just don't. I don't see any reason to advocate for death. There is no reason for it. Use the bathroom real quick.